Hey, what's up, guys? Wanted to have a discussion about flex cuffs. I posted that video about my heavy plate carrier setup, and I didn't even show flex cuffs in there. I mentioned that I had flex cuffs, a couple pair in the little back panel on the plate carrier, and that was all I said. And there was this one guy this was on YouTube, of course. There was this one guy, and he came and he went through on this tirade about how, if it takes a whole lot of people and effort to detain someone, and then they're gonna basically escape and kill you in your sleep and all this and that. And I was just like, dude, I don't know what context or what kind of, scenario you've conjured up in your mind. I don't know where this shit came from, but he was adamant about this. And keep in mind, at no point in the video did I mention detaining anyone or anything like that. I never even spoke on any of that. I just stated, I never even showed the flex cuffs. I just stated that I had a couple pair of flex cuffs in there. But so me and him, we talked a little bit, and I was kind of having a hard time understanding whether or not he was wanting to be argumentative and disagreeable, or because it seemed like we were saying some of the same things. But long story short, he went back and deleted all of his comments, so everything just kind of disappeared. And I didn't screenshot it. Typically I screenshot them whenever people are kind of being a dick or something, but I really was just I didn't really understand how to take what his position was, but every other comment he would respond, he would mention the flex cuffs, and I'm just like, whatever. But anyway, yes, I do have flex cuffs. I purchased them recently from Amazon. They are Chinesium manufactured. And so this is just a set of them that I kind of pre-staged or whatever, just to see what they look like. And then this is how they come in the package. You get like a 10-pack or something like so. And I thought they were, I thought that it could be handy. It could be useful. I'm not saying go detain people or anything like that. But I do understand one thing, and that is that in the event that you did have to detain someone for whatever reason, based on whatever, circumstances might lead up to a scenario like that, having something like this available to you, especially if we're talking about a SHTF scenario and we're wearing full plate carrier with the homies and things have kind of gone kinetic, so to speak, then what is it going to cost me to have a couple of pairs of these in the back panel on my plate carrier? And then in the event that we did have to flex cuff somebody or detain an individual for whatever reason, then this is going to be far easier and more efficient than me sitting there with cordage or rope or some shit trying to tie a knot or a series of knots to detain an individual. Why would you're talking about, he continued to mention how, how difficult it would be. Well, this right here is going to make it far easier than trying to tie somebody with some damn rope or something like that. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about violating the law or anything like that. But if we're talking about a situation where there's not going to be a law enforcement response for whatever reason, society has just decayed to that level, then I would rather have something like this available to me in the event that I did need to detain someone, and maybe move them to a different location or whatever. Then I think this is going to be a better option than trying to tie them up with 550 cord or some shit. So like I said, for the $12 or $15 that a pack of 10 or 12 of these costs, and what they weigh and the amount of space that they take up, why wouldn't I just have this? Because again, we're talking about general preparedness. A lot of these things that we purchase and that we have access to, we generally don't really have a use for them every day. And we may never have a use for these things. That's that's a reoccurring theme, if you will. So I didn't really understand why he was so pressed about me having flex cuffs. I don't know if maybe he's law enforcement or something like that, and he was kind of triggered by. I really don't know where that shit came from. It was just a very odd interaction. But yes, I do have these flex cuffs. I purchased them on Amazon, and I think that, as I mentioned, in the event that you had to secure an individual for whatever reason, legal purposes, then I think that something like this is going to beat the hell out of trying to tie them up or trying to use a roll of duct tape or something like that. And it's easier to carry. So to me, it's a no-brainer. And really, in the United States, we have access to all sorts of things. If you want, you can buy actual handcuffs. If that floats your boat, you can do that. This is America, and we still have the right and the ability to purchase a lot of different things. So to me, if I can have these available to me and never need them, then great. But if I do need them, then I can have some of these pre-staged in different kits. Maybe have a set in like a bump in the night bag or something like that. I mean, it's whatever you want to do. I'm not telling anybody to do anything. I'm just simply showing you guys that these are available, and I do have them, and they seem to be pretty damn tough for what it's worth. So that's simply what I wanted to share with you guys. Again, this may be something that could be handy for us in a certain situation. And another thing that comes to mind is that I immediately thought of was, like, how some commercial buildings or stores and stuff like that have double doors with like knobs, and they're both side by side. Something like this could be utilized to secure a door like that and perhaps buy you some time. So again, it's not just necessarily any one use for it. I get what it's designed for, but at the end of the day, it's a giant ass zip tie, basically a double zip tie. So there's other things we can use it for. There's 1,000 uses for zip ties. This is just a modified version of a zip tie, a double zip tie, if you will. So, I don't make any apologies for having flex cuffs. It was just kind of a weird interaction. But anyway, oh, there I go, bumping the hell out of the tripod. Anyway, you do whatever makes sense for you and your people. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And I'll continue to try to do what's best for me and mine. I'll see you guys. I'm out.